What you will be dealing with in today's world, and we have been for quite some time, and I think we will continue for quite some time into the future, although there is another version of this hard disk that I'm going to show you in just a little bit, but hard disks. Some people have asked me, they say, well, what makes this a hard disk versus the floppy disk, right? Because it's just the outer shell that's hard, right? Well, the answer is wrong. The inside actually has hard disk platters as well. Okay, so this is what you see on the outside, right? This is what you see when you go to the store and you buy one and you put it into your computer. But this is what you see if you were to take the cover off, which, by the way, you, for the most part, really shouldn't ever be doing. These days, so many computer parts are just disposable. It's more cost effective just to buy a new one than it would be to try to go in here and repair one. But if you did go inside, here is what it looks like. You have this thing called an actuator and an actuator arm, right? So the actuator is like a motor, and then you have the arm that kind of goes back and forth, if you can picture it. And at the end of the arm are your read-write heads, which are then reading and writing onto these platters, which are then kind of held in place and spun around by this spindle motor. If you were to flip this hard drive upside down and look at the other side, you'll see that there's a circuit board, you have a power connector, and we'll learn about the different types of power connectors because this is an example of a power connector that you'd have on an IDE hard drive, which we'll talk about that technology in just a moment, as well as the data connector, where there's a 40-pin ribbon cable that you would connect, and some jumpers, and I'll explain what those are for. All right, so today's hard drives are actually more commonly SATA, and that's another technology we'll talk about in just a moment, and it would look just a little bit different than this.